Especially when you are breaking your fast, you want to be first introducing some good healthy fats such as mono and polyunsaturated fats. What's up, fasters? Today we're going to talk about fats and unhealthy fats versus healthy fats, of why you should be consuming more of the healthy fats when you're breaking your fast. So if this is your first time on our channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any future videos if you're interested on learning about fasting tips and tricks. That's what we talk about here in this channel. So let's get right into this video. So talking about, somebody asked, actually a couple of you guys asked this question of what is considered healthy fats versus unhealthy fats, especially when it comes to fasting, breaking fasting. I've talked about this, about when you're breaking your fast to consume healthy vegetables and healthy fats. So let's dive in and talk about the different types of fats. So first off, when we're talking about different types of fats, we're looking at saturated fats, polyunsaturated fats, monounsaturated fats, trans fats. What do these all mean? Well, simply put, looking at the chemical structures of saturated fats, what that means is that they're all saturated with hydrogen bonds, and so they easily stack on each other. So what this means is that they can be stacking on each other, so they're easily stacked and can easily clog arteries, and this is what the concern is by consuming too much saturated fats and trans fats. Whereas monosaturated fats or polyunsaturated fats, this is where there is that double bond in there, and so it kind of makes that kink in the structure. And polyunsaturated fats, they'll have a couple double bonds where it kind of gets rid of those extra hydrogen bonds, and so they are a little bit more bent, so they don't easily stack on each other. And polyunsaturated fats and monounsaturated fats are going to be at room temperature, they're going to be liquid, whereas saturated fats at room temperature, they are more solid. So you can understand the clogging of the arteries can be an issue when you're consuming more of these foods. So getting a good balance between the two is always recommended by a lot of health practitioners. But when it comes to fasting, why is it important to be consuming more of monosaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats? Because obviously when you are reintroducing fats into the body, you want something that is very easily accessibly break down, not something that's going to be clogging up the system, and also getting all those benefits of the omega-3s and other omega-6s that are in a lot of these poly and monounsaturated fats. Now, as far as trans fats, those is kind of a misnomer, even though they have that extra bonds because they are hydrogenated, and it is an artificial types of fats. It is something that's naturally not produced in the natural world. So it is something that you could see in margarines, something that is also in a lot of processed foods that we could see is those trans fats, and that's why they're not very healthy for us. So trying to stick with more of the mono and polyunsaturated fats. So why is it important to break your fast with healthy fats? Well, I've already kind of touched on this a little bit, but breaking your fast with healthy fats is only going to introduce the body to good, healthy foods. So you really, when you're doing a fast, I hope for most people, instead of just trying to lose weight, they're using this for health reasons. And you're already detoxifying the body, so you obviously want to put good in and not just be going right back to what you were doing. So definitely reintroducing the body, and when you're reintroducing food back to it, you want to reintroduce really good foods and healthy fats such as monounsaturated and also polyunsaturated types of fats are going to be the best option. Not only that, I kind of described that this is also these types of fats at a liquid temperature are going to be easy for the body to break down and process, especially for those people who have already digestive issues to begin with and have a hard time breaking down fats, or people that also might have some liver and gallbladder issues that don't produce enough bile. The monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats are going to be easier to process versus these saturated and trans fats in our system. So what fats should you be avoiding when it comes to breaking your fast? So these are things such as your greasy, oily fried foods. Those use a lot of the unnecessary types of fats when you're kind of frying that stuff. Also a lot of processed foods, processed meats, margarine, like margarine butter, also a lot of your baked goods, especially packed baked goods. They'll have a lot of trans and saturated fats in there. And other heavy, dense types of dairy products can also be something you should wait until after you've broken your fast for a while. So what are some good foods, good fats, especially when you're breaking your fast? These are things such as like avocados. Avocados is a great thing. That's what I do particularly, is try to eat like an avocado, or I like to have some maybe nut butters with some like vegetables, maybe with celery sticks, something like that, that has those types of fats that are more mono and also polyunsaturated fats that are going to be really good for your body when you're reintroducing foods back in when you break your fast. But some other things that you can also incorporate is such as like flaxseed oil, sunflowers, walnuts, all the types of nuts and seeds that are out there are really great types of fats to reintroduce when you're reintroducing back into your system to break your fast. And then of course other things you can do is like cod liver oil, fish oil, and even extra virgin olive oil are all great types of fats, because keep in mind all these types of fats at room temperature are going to be liquid and are going to be easy to process and break down, and also better for our system overall. Now, I'm not saying you have to completely avoid the rest of your life saturated fats and trans fats. They are necessary in a sense for saturated fats, but it's really important to kind of get that balance. But especially when you are breaking your fast, you want to be first introducing some good healthy fats such as mono and polyunsaturated fats. The last and final thing I want to discuss of why eating high amounts of fats, like people who do the keto diet, makes fasting easier is because, for one, remember, going back to the physiology of fasting, what's going on? Well, we've talked about this a lot in our videos, and I'm pretty sure you've watched other videos on this, but basically simply we're putting ourselves in a ketosis or ketogenic state where our body is switching over from using fat for fuel versus using sugars and carbs for fuel. So when we switch our body to that, and our body is predominantly having a high amounts of fats in our diet, it is easy for the body to do fast because it's already burning fat for fuel. And so it's already used to it. It doesn't really have to adapt much. So if you really are wanting to really get into fasting and start really avoiding a lot of the symptoms or having to do a fast frequently and kind of hitting this up and down cycle with lots of different symptoms, trying to eat primarily high healthy fats within your diet when you are not fasting, and then when you are doing fasting, when you break your fast, same thing, you are going to break it with healthy fats that we just discussed about. So that's it for today. I hope you liked this video, and go ahead and give us a thumbs up and go ahead and share with your family and friends. If you have any further questions about fasting, anything on fasting, whether it's dry fasting, intermittent fasting, or water fasting, prolonged fasting, you go ahead and leave those comments in the comment section below. We try to answer all your guys' questions, and then if it's a little more complex, we'll put it in a video just like this. So if this is your first time on our channel, go ahead and hit this button over here and hit that subscribe button, subscribe bell, so you don't miss any future videos that we do here. I will also leave some links over here that you could check out of other videos that we have. So thank you for watching, and until next time, this is Dr. LeGrand signing out. Thanks. Bye.